Together, we have collectively supported inclusive and effective governance. We have bolstered human and economic development. We have reduced vulnerability to disease and disaster. We have shored up political stability and increased Nepal's ability to make positive contributions to regional but also to global. Lived here 10 years ago, just after the signing and implementation of the Comprehensive Peace Accord. I think I would be remiss in not acknowledging just how much this amazing country has accomplished in such a short period of time. Within a generation, Nepal has moved through massive political transitions that some countries may take centuries to go through. Today, although I'm going to focus my comments on the United States partnership with Nepal, so I'm going to keep myself there. Otherwise, I think I would risk keeping you here until dinner time, which I don't want to do. So let me just say, if you'd like to invite me back to talk about this issue, about everything that we believe Nepal has accomplished over those years, I am more than happy to do so, because it's a truly remarkable story, and also part of why I'm so pleased to be here at the helm and leading American policy here. So for today, let me just stop there and say that I just wanted to acknowledge for the record everything that Nepal has accomplished, and to concentrate more on some of the dynamics and the relationship between our two countries. So what is America's partnership with Nepal? To me, America's partnership with Nepal is a Peace Corps volunteer in Dang district, working with farmers to build ponds to raise fish. Partnership is a Peace Corps volunteer nurse working side. Just like when we spoke out against Burma's action that pushed Rohingya Muslims out of Burma into Bangladesh, India, and Nepal, we were not speaking out because we're anti-Burma. We are pro-human rights. Adherence to principles, whether it's the Universal Declaration or any of the other principled agreements or institutions that Nepal and the United States have pledged themselves to, adherence to those principles means standing up for them and not for or against any individual country. So that's the thing about principles, is that they don't discriminate based on nationality. So whether you're a hardcore pro-America capitalist or a hardcore anti-America communist, doesn't really make a difference. One thing that we should all be able to agree on is that the rule of law, and that there's a great importance of maintaining a free, open, and secure Indo-Pacific region, which has prevailed for generations. We have not asked Nepal ever to be pro-America. Nepal. We ask Nepal to guard your sovereignty fiercely, including by protecting the principles that protect your country, by strengthening the freedom, the openness, and the security. Both the specific requests that the Nepal government has made of us and an abrupt reversal of the spirit of our partnership. All of us who believe in this partnership and what it has delivered, what it continues to deliver, and at the end of the day, we would respect Nepal's decision because we respect Nepal's sovereign right to make those decisions. Now, I raise these concerns.
Investment requirement would be minimum 13 to 18 billion US dollars for Nepal's infrastructure development. Considering this, as you said, MCC also focuses on expanding Nepal's electricity transmission infrastructure and improve its road maintenance regime. I think this could be one of the contributing factors for our huge investment gaps. With this note, I had a lot of things to say because by profession I happen to be a retired university professor. We spent 40 years teaching. So, but I would rather be patient and then give the floor to audience. We have hardly 30 minutes left. I'm not sure concluded his statements very intelligently in 30 minutes, watching the time. So I expect your comment to be pretty brief and precise. If there is any repetition, please forget. Mr. Bharat, any comment?
We try to do a lot of things. Even we try to develop a lot of communication or connectivity, so-called. We need India's endorsement because if you have to deal with Bangladesh for electricity, etc., naturally, I come from that area, Japa. I have traveled a lot. I have negotiated for Fulbari transit point for the ambassador to India. When Gujarat was foreign minister at that time. No, we know the intricacies of this geopolitical context.
Spell out preparation in partnership, express out about peace through strength and the promotion. If you just look at it, it gives an impression that it is purely multi-sided. But you go into the detail, it is also economic aspects are there, and multilateralism things are multilateralism. The many points, the benefits, he as an independent country. At the same time, I just want to make a suggestion that if Department of State come out with this kind of booklet, there won't be any ambiguity for the very people to understand. Because just because it is a DOD report, people will think that it is purely a military alliance. So this is just my
its economy was not even 10 among the top 10. Now in just one generation, say 20, 30 years, it has become the second largest economy. So there is an increasing attention focus definitely in this region based on the growth of this region and neighborhood. So this, I think, is a bit of class in values that we mentioned, like open, free, secure, and then inclusive. I think there is somewhere there is a class.
Transparent and open manner how to pursue its public interest and the interest for its people. So there should be widespread discussion about this. But the problem emerges, especially when it comes to Nepal's relations with its neighbors, that has been marked by, the rent-seeking culture extends to Nepal's foreign policy, because from China or India, Nepal extracts, Nepali politicians tend to extract rent, and there is also a level of corruption engaged in that. And I would like to, the second point is my concern that the US in recent months appears to be some sort of negotiating with politicians who are actually promoting impunity and corruption in Nepal. So my request would be to the US not to sort of be more careful and concerned about these aspects of Nepal's practices in foreign policy.
So this is our goal. We have very good contribution to make a peace building process. So this is one of our distinct, I think. One other thing is whether our mutual benefit and cooperation. This most important thing is what we need. So like just Chairperson told about our now the present, what is the importance and what is our prime need, like infrastructure building and other things. So in case of this collaboration,
we have to take that, but the modalities and other things, I'm sure that you and the government of Nepal and also our lawmakers, if they are concerned, they can raise the issue. They are very sovereign. So we must respect their concerns. Complementary policy to other policies that Nepal may add on according to its needs. So that point has to be clear. I think that's where the confusion and the issue.
The last thing we would want to do is spend $500 million building a power line that stops at the border and has nothing on the other side to carry it anywhere. That's just a reality of making sure that we have, again, you mentioned the time-bound nature of this, that when we start building, hopefully,
By the end of December.
well, it'll be early next year, but by the time we do that, that we can really run to the finish line, and that we don't have these unintended things that pop up. But I take your point here. On the issue of exclusion or inclusion, that you're right. I mean, the U.S. approach here, the U.S. reliance on the values, is intended to be inclusive across the board and not exclusive at all. And it's intended to be principles and values based. So the only way in which an exclusion would work is if someone didn't support those values or those principles. So we just want to be very, very clear that. But the idea is that the international rules-based order, which has prevailed since the end of the Second World War, has greatly benefited my country, and we were substantially involved in the construction of that post-World War order. We think those principles are important for everybody. So again, let me say thank you very much. I look forward to meeting and chatting with many of you just afterwards. But thank you, and especially to the hosts here at ISSR.
Thank you. Now last but not least.
Yeah.
This is the most important part, and I really appreciate all the efforts without going in detail. Hope that conversation is thank you very much. Please we will have time to tea, coffee outside.